What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to make a video talking about how the Renegade Raider is actually something that was exclusive. It was never supposed to return, and I even have some information when it comes to this. Also, the main reason I'm talking about this is because so many people over on Twitter, if you look in anything Fortnite related when it comes to the idea of them bringing back Renegade Raider recently, all they ever talk about is how battle passes are never going to come back because it's not the same thing as the season shop. I got some news for you. That's wrong. That is just a complete misconception. That is a myth. That is not true. I don't know what words you want me to use. That's just not how it works. That is not how it works whatsoever. The Renegade Raider was never supposed to return. Aerial Assault Trooper was never supposed to return. The Raider's Revenge, whatever, the Glider. Those 4 items were supposed to be locked into a purgatory of Chapter 1 Season 1, but because of the fact that we are in Chapter 1 Season 1, they ended up making a return. This is something that is going to be able to happen for everything else, okay? I want it to be very clear. Now, will they bring back battle passes or any sort of other exclusive skins? I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is the fact that they did this with the season shop makes it more and more likely. Now, with the season shop, everyone is throwing around this one image of a blog post from October 2017 for the very first Fortnite update. This blog post basically went over the progression system that they just recently added with season 1. Basically, it was their very first, the Chapter 1 progression system that if you played in Chapter 1, you would remember. It was just a level up system. It was very basic, but it was kind of cool. Honestly, I kind of prefer it over the battle pass system that we have nowadays, where XP means really nothing other than your battle pass, you get skins. But other than that, it doesn't really mean much, and I don't really like that. Whereas before, it was kind of like a prestige system where it would go every 10 levels or something like that. It would increase and you'd get a better and better portrait. And then if you got up to level 90 or whatever, something crazy, it was a max of 100. It looked pretty crazy. It looked cool. It was nice to see. I wish that they would do something like that again, but unfortunately, that is not the case, and people just use a bunch of glitches to get XP anyways. Going back to what I was saying a second ago, at the very bottom of the progression blog post, it states this one thing saying that these items may return at a later season. They won't be available after the season, like initially as soon as the season ends, but it could come back at any time in the future. That's already been proven true because it's talking about the Mako Glider and the Battle Bus banner. These are the 2 items that were available as rewards in Season 1 of Chapter 1. This is not talking about the season shop, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. First of all, this is a completely different blog post that has absolutely nothing to do with the season shop, and if you can read, don't mean to be rude, but I'm just saying this is such a big misconception that I cannot understand how this has been spread throughout the entirety of the community. I do not understand it, for being completely real. It says it right here, the Mako Glider, okay? The Battle Bus banner. It says it right there on the blog post, and then underneath it, it says it can return. That's what they're talking about. Those are the items, and we've already seen that. The Mako Glider returned, I believe, in January of 2018, but then they quickly removed it from the item shop because a bunch of people were upset about that. But by the looks of it, they are not actually going to be caring about that anymore. They don't care about exclusivity, or at least they're slowly progressing in that direction. I don't know if they truly don't care. I mean, clearly they care a little bit because they're giving OG styles, but I feel like that's just to keep people from complaining about it. I think that's really all it is at the end of the day. It's just try to be able to make more money off the Renegade Raider and everything, while also being able to keep the people who do have the skins from quitting the game, which they wouldn't quit from them releasing a skin anyways. They'd complain about it, but they're not going to quit. That's the main reason that they just drop an OG style. It's just to shut you up, basically. That's really all it is. But if you actually look at the other blog post, the real blog post for the Renegade Raider, Raider's Revenge, Aerial Assault Trooper, and I still cannot remember what the glider is called. If you look at the blog post for those items, this says absolutely nothing about the idea of them returning, okay? It says nothing of the sort whatsoever. It doesn't even say that it's exclusive in this particular blog post. That's it. It just explains what the items are. But if you actually look at one of the in-game news posts for this same update, I'm pretty sure this is legit because, I mean, I can only find one image of it. It's very hard to find these images, but I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure it's legit because if this is fake, they did some good stuff because the season shop skins came out at the same time as the bush item back in the day. So the fact that it mentioned the bush in this news post is a pretty detailed fake if that's the case, but I don't think so. All right, so while editing, I actually did look for it again just to make sure, and yes, this was in fact a real image that I actually found on this person's video from way back 2017 when the version 1.8.2 update was actually live. So yes, it did in fact say that the season shop was exclusive. I just wanted to get a second source that this in fact was a legit news post within the game, and yes, it is. They specifically said this is a limited edition skin. This was never supposed to return, and here's some more stuff, okay? If that's not enough for you, all right? There's a clip here that someone in my comment section actually mentioned talking about how a Dakotaz video way back in Chapter Chapter 1 Season 8, Dakotaz was responding to someone in his Twitch chat, pretty much asking if the Renegade Raider was going to be returning, and he said no. He actually heard from a dev that that was never going to happen.
Renegade Raider's not coming back to the shop. I've been told by a dev that it's not coming back. That's what I was told, yeah. So I don't think it's coming back. It's just like clickbait right now, and like, it's like a clickbaity thing. It's a clickbaity thing, man.
But now, of course, could he be lying? Yeah, he could, but I don't think he is. I really do not think that he was lying here. Point is, with all of this, the entirety of this video is that the Renegade Raider was never supposed to return, and the same thing could definitely go for Battle Pass skins. If you think they're making this OG season mode just for the idea of it being a mode where you can play the OG seasons and that's it, or another mode where they can sell the OG pass, no, they're doing this for the whole loophole of them bringing back these Battle Passes. Now, I do believe if they actually do happen to do this, that they will, in fact, have an OG style. Now, let's go into detail on how that would work, because I don't think they're going to make an OG style for every single skin in the Battle Pass, of each Battle Pass. That's just a lot of work. I don't think they're going to do that. I think the way it would work is it would be either the Tier 1 or the Tier 100, or in Season 2's situation, the Black Knight, because it was Tier 70, which was the highest. But I believe it would work like that. Most likely Tier 1, because not everybody completed the Battle Pass. You got to think of that, right? Not everybody did. So if you didn't complete the Battle Pass, then why would you get the Tier 100 of that? Unless when they bring it back, they give you access to grind through it exactly at the same spot that you left off on 6 years ago or however long it's been, and they give you the OG styles regardless just because you purchased that Battle Pass back in the day. That could work too, and it wouldn't matter if you unlocked that particular skin or not. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably the best thing that they could probably do. If you didn't finish the Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass back in the day, so you didn't get the Black Knight technically, but you do have the Royal Knight, well, if you complete the Battle Pass nowadays, you'll get the OG style for Black Knight because you technically owned the Battle Pass back in the day. I don't know. I think there's a bunch of different ways they could do this, but I'm just saying, I don't know why people are just throwing it off the table and saying that anybody who thinks that Battle Passes could possibly be returning are stupid. I've seen so many people say that because you think that they're not going to do this, or there's zero chance. I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen, but you don't think there's any chance at all after they just dropped the rarest skin, the Renegade Raider, into the shop. I think that people who say things like that are actually delusional. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever that they would drop the rarest skin in the game and they'll just stop there. They're just gonna stop there. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Not only that, that FTC payout that they had to do for a bunch of players in the United States, that's a lot of money, and I think this would be a great way to recoup some of those lost funds. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know, man. I would love to see this happen. I would love to see these OG Battle Pass skins return, but I really wanted to make this video because I'm just tired of that misconception going around. Even in my comments of my last video where I went over it in the video, I went over the same stuff, but I guess the whole video wasn't entirely around that, so that they kind of missed the point, but people still keep saying the same stuff. The Renegade Raider was exclusive, and now it is not. What does that tell you? That tells me that absolutely anything with Battle Passes could also return. Why does that tell me that? Well, because they were never truly exclusive to begin with. They were exclusive to that season, all right? If you look at when you go to purchase the Battle Pass of the Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass, all it says is that Season 2 is between these dates. Because we're going to Season 2 again, they could always extend that. They could always, there's just so many different ways that they could get around that. Also, one thing I do want to touch on, why do people keep saying what is the point of buying a Battle Pass if you bought it back then? If you bought a Battle Pass just for the idea that it was going to be rare and that was it, and you actually didn't like any of the skins in that Battle Pass, you wasted your money. Maybe you should get your financials sorted, all right? Because that sounds like a massive waste of money, all right? Buying skins just because other people can't have them. That doesn't make any sense to me, if we're being real. I buy skins because I think they look cool, and I would like to run around in the game as that particular skin. I don't buy them because, oh, this skin is going to be rare one day. I used to do things like that, but even then, with Red Knight, way back in the day when I was really mad about them bringing back Red Knight after a few months, I still originally did not buy the skin with that intent. I bought the skin because I thought it looked cool. That was the end of it. And then bringing back old Battle Pass skins doesn't change that. The skins are still just as cool as they were before. Other people can just have access to them. But anyways, that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.